I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Monday, February the 10th, where we continue to try to manage this uncertainty. We started this past week out with early week gains, especially on the futures. It helped some of our cash markets and the sale barns on your big high volume Monday sales, but then that kind of petered out there middle of the week, and Wednesday we saw the board down hard. Then we continued to see more losses on your midweek sale barns, but they weren't as much lower the week before, so it kind of evened out after that. We keep having these things come out of left field that we can't do anything about, like the disease outbreak in China. The coronavirus is really taking a toll, and it's not so much the coronavirus itself, but the fears that people won't be traveling as much and won't be eating out and things like that, and how much that really has to do with our cattle market. You know, you can judge that for yourself, but it's just an opportunity for funds to push down on the market and ride it down for a little bit, and they take every opportunity to do that. It's so easy to do because the industry itself puts so much pressure on the board already through hedging. But we know that we've got heavy feedlot numbers, and those heavy numbers are kind of moving through the system now. We don't have heavy numbers of market-ready cattle per se, and we don't have heavy numbers of cattle that just went in the last couple of weeks, but we've got heavy numbers that's been in there, 3 weeks to 8 weeks long, and those cattle are going to be moving through there. Now, we know that they're going to hit. They're mostly all calves, and it's going to be quite a while before they come out because they went in fairly light, a lot of them. And they don't feed particularly well, so they're going to be in there for a while. Going to be hitting that market. You see that big drop from your April live cattle board to when you go off into the summer months. It's huge, and that's just the way it is. And I say it every time on here, and I know a lot of you guys disagree with me, but it's because we don't have enough fall calving. Everybody's got these big, giant, fat calves to sell in the fall of the year and early into the new year, and we can't choke them all as an industry. We don't have enough pen space. And then we get to the other months when the numbers are lighter, we got way too many empty pens. But you looked at this last inventory report, and we saw that only 26% of the calves in this country were born in the second half of the year. That is ridiculous when we have pretty consistent demand to not have any more numbers than that being born the second half of the year. Way too many in the first half of the year, and we just can't manage those numbers as an industry. But we're embarking on lighter feeder cattle receipts. They're right on the way right now. We should see lighter numbers coming through our big sales here as we move on towards the end of the winter months and early spring. And that should help the market a little bit. And everybody's going to be looking for light calves because there's not nearly enough of them around. Why is that? Because we don't have enough fall calvers. But that's the kind of what we're looking at as we move into the meat of February. I just got back from the NCBA industry trade show there in San Antonio. Was in the booth for Zactran there a couple of days. Had a lot of good people come by, Feeder Flash gang members come by and visit for a little bit, including a birthday wish for Bobby York with Bluegrass Stockyards in Albany, Kentucky, turning 60 years old. So congratulations there. On February the 10th here today, on Monday, my good friend Jim Felton is having his bull sale, Felton Angus Ranch, Springdale, Montana. Get on to dvauction.com, view and bid right there. He's got some of the toughest hard country athletic breeding bulls right there. If you follow him or know him at all, he's all about not having suitcase bulls, and you won't find them on that sale at Felton Angus Ranch. And he's also going to be featuring a lot of good bred heifers from his own genetics there, be selling those in load lots. And so get on to DV Auction. It's going to be at 2 o'clock Central. That's 1 o'clock Mountain Time, 2 o'clock Central, here Monday, February 10th, out of Springdale, Montana. Get on there and view and bid that sale. Look at the board for last week. February live cattle futures. Monday was up 30 cents. Tuesday down a nickel. Wednesday down 87 cents. Thursday back up 37 cents. Friday up 20, with your February live cattle contracts ending the week at 121.32, off just a nickel for the week, but a lot of volatility through there and not a whole lot of support. Look out to April, it ended the week at 119.80, below $1.20 there, and it was actually up 13 cents for the week. You go off to June, it closed the week at 111.27. That's kind of what I was talking about a while ago. And August is plumb under $1.10 at 109.87 on the close for Friday. March feeder cattle, Monday was up 57, Tuesday up 85, Wednesday down $1.82, Thursday up 22 cents, and Friday down 70, with March feeder cattle closing the week at 135.20, down 87 cents for the week. April was down just 2 cents at 137.50 for the week. Your fat cattle trade through Thursday, we hadn't saw any trade hardly at all, just a few deals, mainly in Iowa. And we knew the market was going to be tough, and sure enough, it was lower. It was $1 lower for the most part live, and $2 lower dressed. And mostly at 121 live and 193 on a dressed basis. We had confirmed sales on Friday in Iowa of another 3,100 head, mostly at the 122. They're trading just a pinch premium there, and 193 dressed. Nebraska had confirmed sales on Friday of 11,400 head, 121 and 193 with a little sprinkling of 194 dressed. Kansas, 12,000 head confirmed on Friday at 121. Texas did print 3,100 head at 121, so we've lost ground. Not going to have a huge week, I don't think. Probably somewhere around 50,000 head. We continue to see fewer and fewer negotiated cash sales, which is hurting our leverage terribly. Box beef cutout values were lower for the week. It had a lot to do with continuing fears of that coronavirus and other things too. Your choice cuts, your weighted average for the whole week last week was 210.85, down $2.41 from the weighted average of previous week. Select cuts 206.54, off $4.81. So choice select spread widening a little bit at $4.31, with a pretty decent movement at the lower price levels of 569 loads of cuts, grinds, and trimmings. Your slaughter is slowed down, and that's the main thing. It's not that your packers really don't have orders to fill and are not being able to make some money. You know, you see these margins, and they're saying that they're just about flush right now, but you know, they wouldn't be killing as many as they are if they're not getting along. But they've really backed off on the Saturday slaughter, and you know, that's what pulled us through. The whole fire in Holcomb, Kansas was a Saturday slaughter. Now they're backing way off on Saturdays. It's hurting our total slaughter and harvest for the week. 631,000 last week estimated. That was off 9,000 from the previous week, but still up 6,000 from the same week a year ago. Your Saturday slaughter was only 30,000. That was down 3,000 from the previous week, and even 5,000 from the same week a year ago. You look at your feeder cattle markets, your real-time index on DV auction ended the week last week at 140.22. That was down just 55 cents for the week. But the way that feeder cattle deal in your sale barns, where you can get the true price discovery and the true price trends right there in your sales, we started out the week you know, regaining some losses, severe losses that we had from the previous week, and that was from coronavirus too. But like I said earlier, that kind of petered out middle of the week, and with more weakness late in the week, so it ended the week mostly steady after we saw it kind of come up, drop back down with your trends for the week. Like I said earlier too, we're expecting lighter receipts to start being very evident, like in your big Monday high volume sales, Oklahoma City. Joplin Regional Stockyards only estimating 5,000 head for Monday here. Don't forget, coming up here right around the corner though, they've got a primetime livestock video. Joplin Regional Stockyards does. It's going to be one of the bigger ones at the Downstream Casino, Quapaw, Oklahoma, on February the 20th. Mark that on your calendars, and if you guys have some cattle to sell, there's still time to get them consigned to that video auction there. Primetime livestock video. Get a hold of Colby Flatt or one of the other representatives there with primetime livestock video. You see, we talked about how your sales have just been weaker and weaker. We can no longer get $150 for an 800-pound steer anymore. We can't get close. Your index level is almost $10 off of that one. That was kind of a benchmark that we were seeing there early in the year, but we just can't do it anymore. You look at a really good sale, premium type sale up there in Kansas, Mankato livestock. Look at these strings of cattle, these load lots and bigger 700 to 900 pound steers. You don't see any 150s there, and this is a better kind of a sale, and sure, not picking on them at all. This is the market, guys, and these are pretty good sales, including this one top sale of 56 head 792 pound steers at 144 1/4. That's all you can get for one, guys. You look on the opposite edge of Kansas, over on the eastern side, Fort Scott, Kansas, on Saturday. They have a good sale. Their top quote, 62 head 801 pound steers at 143. Earlier in the week, if you remember, I talked about those replacement heifers in Faith, South Dakota, at the Faith Livestock Commission. Look at these black baldies, F1s, and as good as they get, and the top price you'll see anywhere, I guarantee it. 84 head 707 pound replacement quality heifers at $2.10 a pound. I want to talk about Shasta Livestock Auction, and as I talk about them, I have to give a shout out to all my friends at Western Video Market. I got to see a lot of the Western Video Market personnel there in San Antonio last week. It was good to see those guys. Really, really good outfit to talk to, work with, and they're just class, from top to bottom. But they also were awarded the BQA Marketer Award for the year. And you can see right there Brad Peak and John Rogers accepting that award there at San Antonio. But at their sale on the same day, on Friday, way out west in California at Cottonwood, Shasta Livestock Auction Yard, I call it Merle Haggard Commission Company, sells 115 head of Pee-wee steers weighing 392 at $226.75. And that's your feeder flash for Monday.